Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Crispy Bacon's morning show. Set up your seat because we have some very special guests, namely Keith Matthews.
Call me 2-bit.
And Randy Adderson.
Hi, Mom!
Okay, Kevin. Now let's start with our first question. What was your initial reaction to Bob's death?
Bob's death created a big empty space in my heart. He was my best friend after all. I think I could have cried if I wasn't so tough.
Talk about touchy-feely. I was just happy that little weasel was dead because all he was good for was getting drunk and jumping us.
Whoa, let's not go too far, Kevin.
It's 2-bit.
Now, would you have killed Bob if you were in Johnny's position?
Of course not. Maybe Bob have went too far, but he did not deserve to have his life taken away. Anyway, what were those little greasers doing around at 2:30 a.m.?
And what were you doing at 2:30 a.m.? Driving around drunk? Anyway, what about you, Kathy?
Heck, I would have killed that Bob in the blink of an eye if he so much as laid one of his dirty rat hands on one of ours.
Okay, calm yourself. Whoa, moving on. Did you think that Bob deserved to die?
Like I said before, he might have done some bad things, but not enough to die at his young age.
You don't understand that he was drowning Pony Boy. Johnny was only defending him.
Next, who do you think is responsible for the murder? Starting with you, Catherine.
It's definitely Bob's fault. He shouldn't have been playing around with us greasers. We won't hold back.
Such savages. It's that little grease's fault if Bob has been murdered. None of this would have happened if they weren't trying to pick up our girls.
So, Richard, I heard after Bob's slaughter, you changed and violence repelled you from that day on. Do you think that if somebody else had been murdered, Bob would have drifted away from his irresponsible and violent ways?
You don't understand. Bob wasn't himself when he did this. He was simply drunk.
What an unhealthy lifestyle. If he had a little willpower, maybe he wouldn't have been boozed that night.
Okay, so moving on. We all heard about Johnny and Pony's heroic act to save those children that might have burned to death in the church. Now, would you have done the same?
I don't think so. I don't want to burn to death and die as young as Bob.
I guess Bob wasn't afraid of fire since he went to hell.
Oh, the burn. you know, get it, right?
Yes.
Because
Yes,
burn,
we get it.
you know, right?
Yes,
burn,
we get it.
fire, alright. I don't know.
Anyway, I think I would have done it because all the injuries I would have gotten would have been balanced out with the fame and everything.
Alright, so we see where your priorities are, Catherine. Do you think the fact that Johnny saved those kids made up for the fact that he killed Bob?
He was doing the world a favor by killing Bob.
Damn!
Alright, but let's not go too far. And so what about you, Ronald?
No, none of those kids' life brought back Bob's. I will never forgive him for what he did to Bob.
Okay, so I heard about the rumble recently between Greasers and Soch, and I also heard that you, Randy, did not participate in it. How come?
That's because he's a wuss.
Excuse me? Anyway, I just felt like the fight would have gone nowhere. The greasers will still be greasers and Soch will still be Soch.
Pretty long way to say you're scared.
Alright, now cut it, Casey.
When are you gonna learn that my name is Keith?
Alright, so I'll just call you Tommy, alright? Next question. You think that Johnny paid for his sins overall with his death and the children he saved?
No, the act of manslaughter is unacceptable, even if he did good things afterwards.
It's not unacceptable if it's Bob he killed. Yes, he made up for his sins.
I'm tired of your terrible attitude. It's your fault that Bob has been killed and that's it, you dumb savages.
Oh really? So now it's my fault that your friend Bob couldn't help but getting
guys,
drunk
calm
and
down.
fighting us all the time?
So this was Crispy Bacon's morning show. Things are getting pretty heated, so we're gonna sign off. Good breakfast, everyone.